After driving over a gas pump, a Florida man pulled out some dank gummies. A Florida woman is accused of using a cat to assault a 73-year-old man. Deputies find drugs in a Florida man's hamburger. And one drunk driver crashed into the car of the drunk driving friend he was coming to help. These are the weird stories for Friday. They're all from Florida because it's Florida Fridays on Weird AF News. Every Friday, we only do weird news from Florida. So happy to do so. I'm your host, Jonesy. Let's get into it.
Those bizarre stories you hear about all the time that seem to only happen here in Florida.
I know, right?
Can't make this stuff up. It is just one of the many wacky news stories out of Florida.
Why does the Sunshine State consistently produce such strange news?
But what accounts for all this bizarre news? Is it the weather? Is it the people?
Florida is full of the crazy stories.
After nearly running over a gas pump, a Florida man pulled out some dank gummies instead of his ID, according to the deputies. A Florida man nearly ran over a gas pump and then was asked by a deputy to show his driver's license, but instead he pulled out a package of dank gummies. It's in quotes, dank gummies, so I wonder if it's actually called Dank Gummies. Is it a brand? It could be. Are you guys wondering what dank gummies are? I know some of you are a little advanced in age. You may not know what dank gummies are. Let me explain to you what we're talking about here. Now, we're talking about marijuana gummies. You guys know this is what the kids are doing these days. We are very advanced, us young people. We are like, no time to smoke my pot. I want to eat my pot. Okay? I just want to just munch it down, swallow it, and be on my way. No time to roll a joint and smoke it. Takes 45 minutes. Or longer if you smoke the bombers that I'm into. Just kidding, guys. I say no to drugs. So dank gummies are, it's basically very strong marijuana gummies. So instead of taking his ID, he pulled out dank gummies. I don't know why. Maybe he's trying to make a friend with the deputy. Why do I even bother to try to interpret the behavior of a Florida man? The deputies say they were called to a gas station on Pine Ridge Road in Naples shortly before midnight because witnesses say a suspicious man had nearly hit a gas pump, appeared to be under the influence. The influence of dank gummies. Well, if you're under the influence of dank gummies, you're not going to be running over a gas pump. Okay, this is not the cannabis effect. This is alcohol. I don't know. Ayahuasca. There's just... You're on something much stronger than dank gummies if you're running over gas pumps. The records showed Demisio Lopez saw the deputy and immediately asked for help, calling AAA because his car wouldn't start, even though the keys were not even in the ignition at the time. Well, that doesn't mean anything. He might have taken the keys out of the ignition. I have a feeling, though, this is a ruse by Lopez. He's trying to change the subject. Hey, nothing to see here. I almost ran over a gas pump. I have dank gummies. Would you like some? Lopez said he didn't have the keys to the vehicle, but then rummaged through his pockets, pulled out the keys. Deputy asked Lopez for his driver's license, so he started rifling through his pockets again. This time, he pulled out a small green package labeled Dank Gummies. It's actually called Dank Gummies. Oh, that sounds delicious. Cannabis infused was written on it as well, the records show. Yeah, you don't want to just pull out some dank gummies when you're in front of the police. Although in Florida, I mean, the police are probably pretty pleased that that's all it is dank gummies, because I'd imagine some people pull out some dank meth. Pretty dank bath salts they pull out of their pockets as well. Guns, loads of guns. The deputy asked if Lopez just pulled out THC gummies. Lopez claimed it was, no, normal candy. That's what he said. No, normal candy. But when he was asked to hand over the package, the deputy saw that it was labeled as containing 500 milligrams of THC. Oh, boy. It's quite a bit. Quite a bit of THC. Deputies say Lopez also had a package of medicated Nerds ropes that contained 400 milligrams of THC per rope. Well, I didn't know they made medicated Nerds ropes. I used to eat Nerds ropes as a child. Wow, to think that eventually someday down the road they'd be making marijuana-infused Nerds ropes. Is Nerds aware that they're turning their Nerds ropes into THC Nerds ropes? Are they partnering up with a cannabis company? Or is this like a imitation Nerds brand of some sort? I imagine it would be. Lopez claims his girlfriend had a medical marijuana card due to a cancer diagnosis. Yeah. So I guess you're not allowed to have marijuana in Florida without a medical recommendation. There's no, what do they call it? Recreational usage in Florida. That seems silly to me. You can't just go and buy weed in California. I mean, you can be a deadbeat dad, but you can't go buy weed without a medical rec. At this point, records show Lopez was taken into custody and a small baggie of cocaine was found on his person. In addition, was a baggie? It's always a baggie. A little baggie of cocaine. Who is calling it baggies of cocaine? These baggies? It's what a child calls it. This is 2 weeks in a row I get baggies of cocaine in my story. Do you guys want to share my little baggie of fluffy fluff stuff? Goes right up your nose. Who wants some of my fluffy fluff stuff? I got baggies and baggies of it, guys. Anybody want to smoke out of my crack piggity pipey? My little pippy pipe? Sorry, that's stupid. A Florida lady was accused of using a cat to assault a 73-year-old Florida man. A 56-year-old ex-con woman was arrested after striking her 73-year-old male friend with a cat following an argument in Largo. Wendy Hurd threw the cat at the victim's face, causing the cat to scratch the victim's face, according to the arrest affidavit. Wendy is also accused of hitting the alleged victim directly on the left side of the face, very specific. Cops said the victim had visible injuries on his right knee and foot as well. Well, perhaps she pushed him into a bear trap. Imagine throwing a cat at somebody's face. It's quite a potent weapon, to be honest with you, because you know the cat's just going to try and cling to something, and it's probably going to be your cheek. The claws are out. The fangs are out. If the thing gets in your hair and you have long hair, oh, it's over. It's just going to rip your crap out. Very dangerous to throw a cat at somebody's face. I wonder if she reached for another weapon, but there was nothing. She was like, where's that bat? What about a golf club? Nothing? A machete? Oh, this Florida household is bereft of weapons. This is strange. Alligator? Anything. Baby alligator. Nope. All right. This cat, the cat'll do. On the face. You guys digging my cat noises? On the face. I mean, that'll cut you up bad, the cat. Even if the cat is your own, it's still going to claw you up because it's just looking for a place to hold on to. It's just going to grab your nostrils, pull them off, maybe rip an earlobe off. Oh, it's bad news when a cat gets tossed at you. I feel bad for the person that got cat scratched. I mean, it's even worse because it's your own cat. It says here in the story, they actually shared the cat. She threw the family pet at this person's face. Just how brutal. Just no regard for the family pet either. Ridiculous. What would be the worst animal you could throw at somebody as far as danger? Like, I guess a wolverine or something? A honey badger? Those things are very, very upset. What about a peacock? No, not a peacock. What am I thinking of? Oh, no, a porcupine. That was close. It started with a P. If you threw a porcupine at somebody's face, oh, man, shot them quills out, that would be tremendous. That's a weapon. You could take that one to the bank with you. Well, we got some more reports of what happened. Wendy declined. She declined to speak after being read her rights. She knows not to say anything. She knows she's going to get some time for the cat incident. There was also an unspecified indication of drugs and alcohol use at the time of the alleged incident, which occurred around midnight. No weapons were seized. No weapons? What do you think that cat is? Wendy's partner is going to need stitches. The media says that Hurd, whose rap sheet includes battery and prostitution, spent 5 years in prison following a conviction for battering a police officer. She'd previously done a 1-year stretch for fleeing police custody. How do these people get to be in the world with all this crap that they've done? I mean, it's like unbelievable. Just in Florida, everybody has a record, and they're still out. They're still just out there. Just doing crazy shit. They don't even learn their lesson. I don't know why they would. It's Florida. No one's going to punish you for your shit in Florida. No way. You get rewarded for acting this way in Florida. You can find a mate, no problem. If you're somebody that attacks others, you can still find a mate in Florida because everybody does it. What do you got, a meth lab in your backyard? Of course you can get married. Someone wants you. What do you keep alligators down your pants? Yeah. No one cares. There's alligators everywhere. And nobody cares. The deputies find drugs in a Florida man's hamburger during a traffic stop. Drugs in the old hamburger. That's a great place for your drugs. You can have it your way unless the police drop by. Jackson County deputies said that they pulled over a Jeep Wednesday afternoon when the driver failed to stop at a stop sign. After a police canine alerted to the presence of drugs inside the vehicle, deputies searched the vehicle and found a hamburger in the middle of the console. Just a hamburger, right? Nothing to see here. Oh, no. This is Florida. You got to search everything for drugs. They'll put drugs anywhere. Well, when searching the hamburger, guess what they find? A plastic baggie. Oh, a baggie of drugs. You know how Florida has so many baggies of drugs? The baggie contained 0.4 grams of a white powdery substance that later tested positive for the cocaine. Also hidden in the sandwich was 1.1 grams of suspected MDPV, which is also known as bath salts, and less than 1 gram of marijuana. All of it was in the hamburger? They put a bag of Coke, a bag of bath salts, and a bag of marijuana inside a hamburger? This seems... Of all the places to hide your drugs, man, put them in your underwear, stupid. Like, there's... I don't know. I guess it's... On the one hand, you're probably thinking they'll never search the hamburger because why would you think that someone would put drugs inside a hamburger? It's quite strange. I wouldn't expect to look there. Also, maybe they're thinking the smell of the hamburger will camouflage the smell of the baggies of drugs, which is, I guess, also reasonable thinking. It's a hamburger just chock full of drugs. It's the most expensive hamburger I've ever heard of in my life. This hamburger's worth like $80. This hamburger, probably more. I don't know. I don't know the going rate of bath salts. That's my problem. What's a gram of bath salts? Anybody know? Any Floridians can call my show and tell me how much a gram of bath salts goes for? I didn't even know it was called MDPV. That's how much I don't know my designer drugs. Both the driver in the vehicle and his passenger were arrested after a bit of detective work. Oh, so the passenger was part of the drug plan as well? They probably had a little meeting. All right, the police are on their way to the vehicle. What do we do with the drugs? Put them in your bra. I don't want to put them in my bra. Put them in your bra. No, they always search the bra. Okay? You think it's a good spot, but they always go for the bra. They assume that you put the baggies in the bra. We need something more creative. Would you put them in your butt? No, Reginald. Not putting it in my butt. I said Reginald, but the driver's name is Glenn Lewis Williams. No, Glenn Lewis Williams. I won't put it in my butt or my bra. You figure out another place. You put it up your butt, buddy. Prison style. All right. What if we just stick it in this hamburger? I'm kind of hungry. It's a Five Guys burger, okay? This is a good one. No, you listen to me, lady. The cop's going to be here any second. We need to hide these baggies. We're going to stick them in we're going to put them right under the cheese and right under the pickle. They'll never find it in here. The driver of the vehicle, Glenn Williams, claimed ownership of the hamburger, but not the narcotics inside. The deputies say, it's my burger, but I don't own those drugs. I don't know where those drugs came from. Yeah, In-N-Out must have put them in there. Yeah, I blame In-N-Out. Jeez, you can't even order a regular burger these days without them putting illegal substances inside. Am I right, guys? Innocent.
You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man.
A drunk driver crashed into the car of a drunk driving friend that he was coming to help in Florida. A car belonging to a Florida woman who drove into a ditch after leaving a bar was hit by a truck driven by a Florida man who's also her friend who was coming to her aid. Where are you, in the ditch? I'll be right there. I know that ditch very well. I've been in that ditch before. I'll be right there. I'll save you. You called the right guy. You called me. You're right. You coming from a bar? Me too. Coming from a bar. I'll save you. I'm almost there. Both drivers tested double the legal blood alcohol limit. So that's probably like 0.90 in Florida, right? Oh, I'm looking at a mugshot of the two. Oh, they look meant for each other. You have how many DUIs do you have? 4? I have 5. Wow, we should start a family. We won't need cars. We don't need licenses. We'll just Uber everywhere. You know, if we both get together, we could save money on Ubers. Like we Uber to get the groceries. We Uber to go to our friend's house. We even Uber to the bar together. Let's make a family. You are the DUI family. The double DUI, as they're calling it, happened shortly after midnight Thursday morning. Police say Wendy Nansel admitted that she'd had a glass of wine and an espresso martini at the Fox Bar. Oh, is that all? Wendy, supposed to believe that? Oh, all you had was a glass of wine and an espresso martini, and you ended up in a ditch. Sure. And other tall tales from the Fox Bar. Okay, she drove her car into a ditch after checking her cell phone, she claims. No, I was on my cell phone. I was texting my friend to tell him to come meet me in the ditch, and then I ended up in the ditch. She reportedly called her friend Mark Arndt for assistance. When the 30-year-old man arrived to help her, the police say he actually struck her vehicle. What was it, icy roads? Snow on the roads? Oh, no, it's Florida. No. What did you trip on it? Alligator mucus? What was so slippery that you... Oh, no, you're just drunk and stupid. That's why you struck her vehicle. She's in a ditch and you struck her vehicle. That means you went into the ditch, you stupid. Police say that Arndt confessed to consuming 2 beers before driving. Both of them. Such liars. I only had a little tiny tumbler of espresso. It was espresso tequila. That's all. Just 1 shot. I only had half a beer. That's what I had. Believe me, half a beer. He reportedly blew a .191, and she blew a .179. The legal limit is .08. Wow, each of them. Over twice the limit. Just meant for each other. They should have a DUI dating game where you just match people up by their blood alcohol levels. Oh, we've matched a .191 with a .179. Ooh, this is going to be love everlasting, guys. Love everlasting. We're called the Florida DUI dating show. I'll be your host. And then everybody just wins an Uber to Disney. Hello, everybody, and thanks for being here once again for a Florida Friday episode. I appreciate your presence, and I appreciate your support. Thanks to everyone who sent me Florida articles. They were tremendous. They were lovely. They were filled with degeneracy and a bunch of hullabaloo, tomfoolery. Any other words that are similar? Tomfoolery, shenanigans. They were filled with Florida shenanigans. What a great word. As always, you can email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. Any kind of article that you come across, just please make it sort of current. You can also call the show if you'd like to give a response to any of the Florida stories or any of the other stories that you've heard throughout the week. 646-450-2012. I love hearing from listeners. You can also reach out to me on Instagram @FunnyJones, Twitter @FunnyJones, and Facebook, it's Comedian Jonesy. Lastly, please take a moment over the weekend if you have time. If you would like to support the show, just go to patreon.com/weirdafnews, and you can do so there. Also, weirdafnews.com. You can go to that website. That's the official website for the podcast. And there are links to go to Patreon there and other ways to support the show if you decide that you would like to. As always, I appreciate you. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.